Okay, so hi everyone, and thank you for having me together with you today. It's an honor. I'm Hayik, the CTO of IBM Israel, and before joining IBM, I served as the CIO of the Israeli Air Force. And like Daniel, I really like to run also. So keep up with me because I'm going to run very fast on my presentation. Take a look at this amazing fact. So 50% of the Fortune 500 companies disappeared since year 2000. And you can see, no, you can't see. They don't see my presentation? Okay. And you can see many logos that you already, everyone knows. And I think it was Darwin who said that not the strongest one survived, but the one that is smart enough to adjust itself to the changing environment. And today we see many organizations that are building new models of business, new ways to do things, and changing the world through digital transformation. Like Uber, which is the biggest taxi company that owns no car, and Airbnb, which is the largest accommodation company that owns no real estate, and many other examples that you all know. I think that most of the organizations today work on mainly three mega trends. One is how to do more with your data. So you have your huge amount of data, how you get more insight of it, how you use AI and other things in order to do more with what you have. The second thing is the digital engagement, how you improve your engagement with your customer through Internet of Things and through more sensors that you provide and through things like chatbots, for example. And by the way, we have, after this session, a chatbot workshop outside, so you will be able to try it. And the third thing is how you get a better time to market with cloud, with private cloud, public cloud, and even hybrid cloud. But still few organizations are working with the new tool to disrupt and the new shining star in the IT environment, which is blockchain. So I think it is disruptive technology. And one can ask why you think that, and I say 3 to 4 years ago, most of you would ask, block who? And today we have, here in Israel, more than 100 companies that are implementing and developing applications for blockchain. And Gartner and other analysts predicts that 10 years from now, 30% of the business transaction in the world will run on blockchain technology. That is huge. So let's try to understand what is blockchain. Blockchain is all about managing and understanding what is happening with your assets and getting more value from this. And when I say assets, I mean tangible assets like a house or a car, or intangible assets like bond, patents, or copyrights of music, and even cash. The core of the blockchain is the ledger, is the book of business transactions where everything is written and you can know by it what is happening with every asset. So today, almost any organization has its own ledger, has its own books of business transactions. And if you want to do business with others, you need to interface with them. So most of the organization build interfaces with all the others members of the business network. And that is inefficient, that is most of the time very expensive, and that is vulnerable because all the time you hope that your ledger is fully synchronized with the other ledgers. So blockchain is another way to build a shared, replicated, and permissioned ledger between all the parties, all the members of the business network. And the blockchain has, so all the parties see the same business transaction at the same time, the same data is replicated to all the members. And blockchain has also some very interesting attributes. It has consensus. So in order to write a new business transaction in the ledger, all the parties needs to agree. So they don't put people to agree, but put a piece of software that does that, and we call it smart contract. Blockchain has provenance, so you can see about every asset, what is the history, who holds it in the past, what happened with it, and it's very useful. It's immutable, so if you do a mistake with your business transaction, you don't call your DBA to delete the line, you do a reverse transaction. And that is also recorded in your history. And it has also finality, which is very important. So you always know what is the final state of an asset. There is no dispute where it is right now. So we talked about immutability, we talked about distributed ledger, and we talked about digital transaction that build the blockchain, and that brings efficiency, that brings transparency, and that brings the most important thing, trust. And you all know that if you want to sell something, you need to build a trust. There are two main blockchain types in the market. At the left, yeah, you also see it at the left, there's the digital currency world. So all the things you hear about tokens, it's usually around public networks where the participants are anonymized, and that brings, by the way, lots of cyber issues. And transactions are relatively slow. So it takes time to write a new transaction about an asset. On the right hand is where we will focus in this presentation is blockchain for business. It runs on private networks, so, and when I say private, it can run on the internet and on a public cloud, but it's private for its members, okay? It's permission, so all the parties are known and are permission to work on this network. And it's enterprise ready, so it runs very fast. Example for the left side is Bitcoin, which you all know. An example for the right side is the Hyperledger Fabric technology. And Hyperledger Fabric technology is a technology that IBM invests a lot in it. It's an open source. And IBM is a premier member in building it. It built for enterprises, so you can all work with it and share it. It has very good performance. It has lots of cyber capabilities and privacy. And it is very modular because you can decide what kind of consensus you want between the parties and just plug it in. Blockchain is very strategic for IBM. And IBM invests a lot in it. We really believe in it. So there are thousands of developers around the world that developing the blockchain technology and the blockchain projects. There are more than 500 projects running right now in blockchain by IBM. And most important, there are at least 35 consortiums, which is group of organizations that came up together and built a blockchain network between them. And I will give you examples later. Also, thousands of patents only last year. And that really works because if you see on the analyst map, IBM is rated as a leader in this segment. So let's take a look what you can see with it, what you can do with it. So for example, the first one is TradeLens. TradeLens is a blockchain network that IBM and Maersk, the biggest shipping company in the world, build up together with lots of ports and lots of other shippers. in order to digitalize the bill of lading and in order to know, together with IoT devices, where is every container in the world and what it contains and where it's gonna hit and where it's gonna come to my house in a click of button. And Maersk believe that they can save 25% of the cost of almost $2 trillion per year that they spend on this shipment. Food trust. So Walmart and many others, some of them are great competitors of Walmart, came together and built, together with IBM, a food trust blockchain which traces what is happening with our food from the field to the shelf of the consumer. And they hope to decrease food poisoning and food fraud that cost today almost $200 billion a year. And they did a test case with this new network. So they took a box of mango, the managers in Walmart, and asked their work employees, how long it will take you to tell me where this box grew up and what was on the way of this box to the shelf. It took them almost a whole week to understand it. So imagine now if this food is poisoned. And Walmart's dream, and it's going to come true very, very soon, is that you as a consumer will come to this mango box with your cell phone, scan a QR code, and understand in 2 seconds where it grew up. You upgrade the confidence of your consumers in your food, in your products, and you get more sales. Last example is what we call the IUPS. It's a universal cross-border payments blockchain network that started at Asia Pacific and Australia, and now, due to its success, it's going further to Europe and the US. So today, when you want to deliver or send money to a family member abroad, you need to wait at least 3 days and to pay a nice fee. And with this network, it will take you 15 seconds. Okay, and you pull out the man in the middle. Okay, you don't need it anymore. So that is also a big message to this business world. So if you want to join, you have to join and build a blockchain network. You can do it in 2 ways. One is if there is already a use case or a consortium that fits your business, you can try to join it. The other way is to build your own and start a consortium and bring others to join your consortiums. So if you want to work with blockchain or explore it more, we start with a Let's Talk meeting. We try to understand your needs. We try to understand if your use case is relevant for blockchain. Then we take your team and do some kind of a technology hands-on with it to explore more and to understand how it works, to see in your own eyes. And then we offer a proof of concept, which is really fast and agile. We use our accelerator, IBM AlphaZone, in order to build it. In 2 weeks, you can get a very nice POC that you can show to your management. And then we scale it as a project. So, ladies and gentlemen, the game is on, and now it's your turn to decide if you want to be an early adopter and to gain more life, more points, more sales, or risk your business. You will decide. Thank you.